Hello, Ramley and other NFL family. Welcome into the Rams Radar, the show that talks about random things about the Los Angeles Rams. I'm your Canadian Rams fan, Payo Time. Feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And in this video, we're talking about Rams running back Kyren Williams. There's lots to talk about with the Rams right now. Matthew Stafford, possible retirement, Cooper Kupp, what are they going to do with him? Just overall state of the franchise moving forward after the loss to the Eagles in the divisional round of the playoffs. But in this video, I choose to make my first off-season video about the Rams. And yes, sadly, we are in the off-season. About one of my favorite Rams players, Kyren Williams. And in this video, I'm going to look at some stats and some subjective information as well. But we're going to have a conversation about Kyren Williams in this here. The first thing I want to bring up just off the bat is the reason I'm doing this video is I feel like the past 24 hours after the loss to the Eagles in the playoffs, Kyren Williams is getting a lot of blame. There's kind of a big microscope on him about the fumble. And even though he had a really good season, right? And we'll talk about that and definitely support that with some statistics. But let's start off with this here is just off of overthecap.com. And it's important thing to note. He's 24 years old. We are officially done this season. Next year, his cap number goes up significantly in the final year of his contract. Now, there's ways that the Rams could save money by extending him, trading him, cutting him. I don't think cutting him is on the table. But I do see some Ram fans out there that are of the camp of they're okay moving on from Kyren Williams. And I hope in this video to present some interesting arguments for and maybe possibly against that idea. I don't think that that $5.29 whatever $1 million cap hit should scare fans away. I think that he brings excellent production at that because that is his rookie contract. Now the question is he going to get an extension in the offseason, or are the Rams going to be like, no, we're just going to let him ride out his rookie contract? He'll play on this rookie deal, and then we'll have a conversation about how he does after this year. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. And as you can see here over in the savings, there is potential that something happens with Kyren Williams. Out of all the big decisions that the Rams have to make, I would say Kyren is probably one of the ones that I don't see him getting traded. I don't see him getting cut. I see him as the Rams starting running back week 1 next year. I know a lot of people are clamoring for Blake Corum to get his chances, and it's unfortunate that he got injured towards the latter part of the year. But anyway, we're talking about Kyren Williams in this video here. Now, let's go over to ESPN.com and look at his stats. So the first stat we'll talk about, and clearly you can see I already have it highlighted here on ESPN.com. So these are the most fumbles in the NFL this season. And you'll notice a lot of people, or the first couple are all quarterbacks who have the ball significantly more than running backs do. But the first running back that comes up is Stevenson from New England, who had 6. And then in this next group here with Breece Hall is Kyren Williams with 5 fumbles on the year. Ball security, so important, absolutely. And especially in today's NFL where turnovers really can just ruin your game altogether. It's so important to have that ball security there. And if we look at the people who had the least amount of fumbles this year, actually that's not accurate there. Sorry. We'll look at this here. If I go to the let's look at the yardage on the year here. Yeah, so Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, kind of the class of the running back position currently. They only had 2 or 3 fumbles respectively on the season. Now, something I'm going to point out here is Kyren Williams finishing with almost, just 1 yard short of that 1,300-yard mark there. And he only played 16 games because, he sat the final week of the season. If we give him one more game of his average of, 81.2 yards, he's over 1,300 yards. He's above Josh Jacobs in the, yardage category there. I'm comfortable saying, he kind of finished in that spot. And if we look at his average yards per carry compared to some of the top running backs, it is significantly lower at 4.1 yards a carry. And his longest run of the year was 30 yards. And then this is the stat that I think a lot of people are frustrated with, is in his big runs on the year, which is 20 yards or more. He only had 2. And as you can clearly see, they're like, Bijan Robinson or Josh Jacobs, who's in kind of this upper echelon of NFL running backs, they're lower too, but they still had, more than 2. And your top tier running backs of Barkley and Henry, 17, 19. You'd like to see that, right? You'd like to see your running back be able to, it's like a first down, 1st and 10 from like the 40, and they hand it off on first down, and Kyren Williams just goes for 40 plus yards, right? You'd love to see that. You'd love to see that. Now, the next 2 stats I'm going to say, though, these are 2 stats that I think are reason to possibly extend Kyren Williams and make him your franchise running back for the next couple of years. He's only 24 years young. The first one being his attempts. Now, some people might view this as a negative where, okay, you gave him 316 carries and he only averages 4.1 yards a carry. And if you compare that to the only other 2 running backs who got more carries than him is Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, who have significantly better average than Kyren Williams does. In fact, over a full yard more. But my counter to that is Kyren Williams is still a younger running back than them. And he has gotten better each and every year of his career. He has a good work ethic. He's not someone that has this authority complex. Like, he's very coachable. And I like what he could do in this offseason here. And we'll talk more about that in a second here. The other stat that I think is important to highlight for Kyren Williams is this final one right over here where it says FD. If we click on that, this is first downs, okay? And you might be thinking, okay, what's the big deal about first downs? So these are runs that at the end of the run resulted in a first down for the team. And Kyren Williams is actually number 2 here at 85, and Derrick Henry number 1 at 94. And you might be thinking, well, that's not that big of a deal. Like, any running back, especially, with a good coach like Sean McVay and some good blocking, could dominate that. But I think that combined with the attempt stats shows you that Sean McVay does trust Kyren Williams to be a productive running back. And also, if you look at his touchdowns here, this is one stat, other stat here, is he's right here at tied with number 5 with 14 touchdowns on the year. So Kyren Williams is a running back who you can trust to get in the end zone and get the first downs when you need him to. That, to me, does give enough of a reason to give him some kind of 2-3 year extension. I know paying running backs is kind of a tough thing to do in the modern NFL, but I do think that guys like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley have proven having a productive running back is a huge asset in this league. And Kyren Williams can be a productive running back. And again, he's only 24 years old. I think he's earned the opportunity to have this offseason to prove himself. Now, let's let's don't just hear it from me though. Let's actually hear it from Kyren Williams. So let's listen into this clip. This is his, end of season, clear out the locker room press conference here. The reporters ask him some questions about the game, in the snow and the fumble, and also his offseason plans. So let's listen in, then we'll chat.
What's your optimism like for the future of this team? And won 10 of its last 14 games, like you said, came back from the 1-4 start.
Yeah, I think we're exactly where we need to be. We're on a chart that's going like this, and so I'm excited for it. I'm excited for everybody to whoever it is next year to come back and continue to put in the same work and to have the same belief that we had this year coming into next year.
Have you been able to go back and watch the fumble yet? Can you tell us what happened on the
play? It was.
Yeah. So first off, love the fact that he's already watched it, and look how calm, cool, and collective he is, and professional, if I might say, as he talks about this not ideal circumstance that did help contribute to the loss.
It was a mid-zone play, and I really should have to the left. I should have had the ball in my left hand, and I didn't. And the ball was kind of low too, and then he just was able to get a good punch at it, and I was lost it. So that's something, like I said, that I need to go back and obviously work on, because those things aren't good, and it's never good to keep fumbling.
How much did the snow affect you guys yesterday?
Well, I don't think it affected us. I don't think it affected us like people would think. Coming from LA and being in warm, it didn't change anything for us. We knew that there was still a job to get done, and the snow was just added. We could make it a little cooler part of it. Being out there, and it really felt like for me, I was back at home in St. Louis, a little kid playing outside in the snow again, and having fun while doing it. So it was definitely cool.
What are the main things that you're looking to improve on before next season? Work on.
Yeah, my ball security, my long field, speed to get out of there.
See, he knows it. For all the NFL Ram fans out there that pointed out, like I just did, he knows it. He wants to work on ball security and kind of his longer runs.
And really just continue to keep staying strong, continue to keep working on my body, because, I was able to play a complete season this year. And so continue to keep racking those up and continue to keep having those seasons.
Did you come out clean? Do you have anything scheduled for the offseason, maintenance, or anything like that?
No, I don't got anything. No surgeries, no nothing. I'm going to continue to work on my Pilates, get back on my Pilates and my yoga, but nothing too crazy.
I mean, my mind was thinking about.
There we go. All right. There you have it. Kyren Williams working on his yoga, Pilates. He's healthy. He played a complete season at 24 years young, and he's going to have this offseason to, work on his craft. That's exciting. That's exciting. We got a young running back in the prime of his career that's a true professional, has a good work ethic, and has clear talent. I know a lot of people are ready to move off of Kyren or see Blake Corum, but I think McVay trusts him. I think that this offense needs him next year. And in my fantasy draft, first round, as long as no one else is a narc and takes him on me, he'll be my first round pick. I think Kyren Williams is going to have a fantastic year next year. And if you're out there and you're like, no, I'm done with Kyren, I want to move on, I want to try someone else at running back, just wait. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him, especially because he does only have 1 year left on his rookie deal. Do the Rams have some sort of negotiation with him, or is it going to be a situation where he's going to play out his rookie deal and then see what happens next season? So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This was a fun video to make. I have lots of Rams offseason content coming your way. Oh, sadly, we are in the offseason, but it is what it is, as they say. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams.
Thank you very much.